Good morning. On today's episode, we will be discussing C&D's Star of the East Flake. Good morning, and welcome to another edition of Southern Sandpiper. I'm your host, Kenny. It's a little bit chilly today in Florida. I don't know the temperature, but right now it's got to be around 42 or so, which is pretty chilly for us, especially here in north central Florida, even though we get considerably chillier than the South Florida that most people think of when they think of Florida. In any case, today we are going to be trying out a tobacco which is new to me, but has been recommended to me for a while by some friends. And I just opened the tin. I should have been smart and opened it in front of you all, but I had to smell it first. But that tobacco that we will be talking about today is C&D's Star of the East Flake. Apparently there's one that's already been rubbed out that you can buy in bulk. But from what my friends have been saying, they say get the tin and get the flake. And you can see it is just good thing I have my catch-all there. It is a stunning presentation of kind of sliced broken flake that is very easy to rub out. I've been told some of my friends with more experience kind of cut this with a knife and kind of cube it. Others rub it out completely. I have a habit of playing with my tobacco as it's kind of drying in the catch-all to kind of try to make it dry quicker. I don't know if that helps or not. But I have a habit of kind of picking up my tobacco and just kind of crumbling it. Moisture content on this, compared to other C&D blends I've had, I would say it is more moist, which is a good thing. It's not damp by any standard, but it is definitely more moist. I actually prefer my tobacco about this moisture level when I jar it. To me, it seems like it ages better and mellows out more. It all could be in my head as well. But like many things in the tobacco world, it's purely subjective. What's good for me may not be good for you. This is, I'm breaking it up. It is gorgeous and oily. Tin note, let's discuss that here for a minute. This is a pretty heavy Latakia forward blend. Heavier than many may like, especially if you're new to Latakia. As it says on here, one of CD's best-selling blends in flake form, 50% Latakia. Turkish and Red Virginias make up this classic blend. Well, a room note on this. Tin note on this. There are some heavenly sweet Virginias. You get that smokiness, but not as much of a campfire smokiness as much as kind of like smoked meat. There is an earthiness. I'm getting that musky. I'm getting a slight acid, citrusy. Again, not vinegary. I get vinegary on like magnum opus. I get vinegar on that. I also get a lot of sours from Orientals. But this, no, sweet, floral. I smell kind of a muskiness. It just smells really, 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 really good. Today, we're going to try this out in a great pipe for English tobaccos. And that's this Diehl that I picked up as an estate find. It needed some work. It's been polished so much that unless one looks really, really close, it's hard to see the markings. So for a collector, it's probably not worth much to them. There was probably repair that someone had a band put on. The rim was totally charred up. I had to sand it down completely. There's a small, ever so small hairline crack, but it does not go into the bowl or the outside. So I think the pipe was just dropped, or that could even be from heat. I think if I was to probably bring it down, sand it a little bit more, I could probably even eliminate that. I don't care. I'm not going to sell this pipe. I got this pipe for $42. So everyone who says that Dunhills are crazy expensive, they can be. But if you look around, Etsy, eBay, all your typical places, you can find a pretty good deal at times. And if you're open to a non-perfect cosmetically pipe that is still sound, you can enjoy everything that everybody talks about from Dunhills and how they're a great smoking experience. Dry, lightweight briar that is consistently good smokes. Do I think my Dunhills are better than any of my other pipes? No, I think my Dunhills are good pipes. Anyone who says to the contrary, I would say you probably don't have enough experience smoking a pipe, because I've never smoked a bad Dunhill. I think Dunhills have a lot of haters because, well, let's just face the facts. Sometimes when people have misconceptions about a pipe only being marketed to maybe people with higher incomes, they think it's kind of an elitist pipe, and so they kind of look down their nose the opposite way, and then they want to talk up their common, more or less expensive brands. And I get that. You know, some people want to make themselves feel good by making other things seem bad. Well, I love all pipes that are good smokers and smoke dry. I don't care the name on them. And a lot of times I'll buy a pipe like this because it was inexpensive and I want to see what the hype is about. But in this case, I had already had a few Dunhills, so I knew they were all good smokers. I had not had a pot shape. It was never one of those shapes I've had before. And once I did, it's like, why? Why did I put it off? In fact, I just finished this one yesterday. And this one came from R&A Tobaccos. I showed it yesterday. I finished it myself. I was trying to go for an amber root, which is what this is. Obviously, this has got some patina on it, and even being cleaned up, it's still got some patina. But I think I could have went a little bit darker, but I think this actually turned out looking pretty awesome for a pipe I did not spend a lot of money for. I'll be smoking that one later this week. So I'm putting some of this flake in here, so you guys are going to experience it for the first time with me. Here is my lighter. Let's give this a shot. One note. I see some of y'all pack up the top of your pipes like with a big hump of tobacco, and then I also see a lot of pipes with charred rims and lava flow all over. And I think, well, if you probably didn't overfill your pipes all the time. Let me get this lit. Moisture content on this is a little higher. I think this would definitely benefit for some dry time. I had this out in the catch-all for a bit before I came out to film this, but being a damp, cool day here in north central Florida, it's not drying out as much as I would like. Okay, we'll give it a char. Mm. Wow. Mm. I can see what all the hype about this tobacco has been. Wow. Right off the top, let me cleanse my palate with a little coffee. Grogu. I am a big kid at heart. I am a Star Wars fan and geek. Have been since I was a teenager and it first came out. Grew up watching Doctor Who and Star Trek, and still appeals to me to this day. I'm a big kid. That goes very well with this. So first impressions of this tobacco. You get that nice creamy mouthfeel from the Latakia. It's definitely a Latakia forward blend. I am tasting the Virginias. The Virginias have a nice mellow sweetness to them that balances out. The Turkishes aren't forward. The Latakias are forward. But the Turkish tobaccos, and I wonder what other Orientals are in here. But the Turkish tobaccos in here maybe give a dryness. I'm not getting a lot of spice, a little bit of spice, not much. I am getting leathery. I'm getting smoky. Kind of taste-wise, campfire-y, smoked meat. I'm getting kind of that dark, dried fruit flavors in there. A little bit of citrus note, not that vinegary note to that you get on sometimes in some Virginias. A little bit more of a citrus. We'll have to smoke this more, and of course I'm sitting here talking and the pipe has gone out, but that's fine with me because this tobacco probably needed a little bit more dry time. Just very flavorful. Wow. When I first did my first impressions of Father Dempsey, I think that was kind of my same reaction. Wow. And I'm going to say the same thing about this. If I was left with one choice of tobacco for the rest of my life on Earth, and this was my only choice, so let's not even call it a choice. Kenny, this is all we've got for you. Star of the East Flake. I'd be like, cool, I am totally okay with that. It is a great tobacco. I can smoke this morning, noon, and night without it feeling too heavy. I know some people kind of give up some of the Englishes in the summer months. I smoke them all summer. But even in the summer, I might go a little bit more of the aromatic Latakia blends that some people call aromatic Englishes. I really like English Aromatic by Sutliff, and there are a few others. I like Lane HGL. I like PS English Luxury. No, is it English Luxury? Could be. Yeah, I believe so. Good tobacco. I'm a fan of any tobacco where they have married in the sense that I may get peaks of individual flavor, but I also like it when they've married like Squadron Leader. Squadron Leader, I had pointed out, wasn't my favorite, but one of the things it did do, which I liked, was the way that the flavors were married. It gave a very kind of uniform, just nice flavor that you could only describe as a traditional English. This has a lot of complexity. But these, well, a lot of complexity in this, but yet these flavors have married so well together. Is that when I was to read the can and see a 50% Latakia, I would not believe that coming from this. And someone had asked me the other day, Ken, I've heard that Latakias don't age well or they don't really change much with age. I can't answer that for you guys. I'm not a tobacco expert or chemist. I can only give you my own experience and my own perception. From my perception, Latakia forward blends and Latakia blends in general, so we'll call Balkans English, etc., they do improve dramatically with age. The Latakias seem to mellow out. They lose some of that initial real heavy smoke. They lose some of the initial stuff that may turn off some people about Latakia. But I find over time, an English blend that you've had at least for several months and going up into several years just improves. A lot of that is from the Virginias. So I've got to give credit to where credit's due, and I think the Virginias become naturally sweeter. But again, I think so much of that is with just everything kind of the marriage of the taste of these. This particular can is from last August, so this can is about 6 months old right now. So I wanted to get a few new cans of tobacco based upon some recommendations of things that are more aromatic forward, or I'm sorry, a little bit more Latakia forward. I lost my chain of thought because something just got into my coffee, so enough of that coffee. I had been primarily an aromatic smoker that had dabbled into light English blends as well as more kind of medium-bodied Englishes that usually had some form of light topping. Some people would even put things like Frogmorton into that, East Farthing into that. Someone even claimed Northwoods. Northwoods has been my favorite English tobacco, and probably it's a very close toss-up for me, Northwoods and East Farthing. And now I've got a new monkey to throw into the equation, a new monkey wrench here, and that's the Father Dempsey. And well, now I'm looking at the Star of the East and saying the same thing. Wow, this is good. I could smoke this one all day. So for me, that just means more tobaccos that I'm able to enjoy and throw into my rotation. This is definitely the way to get it. If you're going to get it in the large tin. They also have, this is 8 ounces, a half-pound tobacco here. And that was a pretty good value. Don't remember the price totally, but I would say it was like $44. Now, I've had cheaper tobaccos. Many of my bulk tobaccos, I can get $28 a pound or so. But for a good tin tobacco, I don't think that's a bad price at all. This tobacco looks a lot like some of the others in my collection, but I got to tell you, it doesn't taste like any of them. I'm really happy that Todd and a few others had recommended this one to me. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm going to give one more taste impression, and we're going to call it quits for the day. sometimes it's hard for me to perceive a room note when I'm outside. Sometimes if I'll walk out and right back out here, I can get the note. I'm in a semi-enclosed porch, screened-in side porch of my house, and don't get a tremendous amount of wind here, so I can usually get a bit of a room note. I'll smoke this in my living room later, but my perceived room note is definitely more than tolerable. This actually smells pleasant for an English blend. Taste is improving with every puff on this one. There is a sweetness to this that is, I'm not going to say it's as sweet as molasses, but I get that kind of molasses taste in my mouth without that overwhelming sweetness that you get from some tobaccos. Just a really nice marriage of woods and leather and campfire with a little bit of floral and smoky meat. And while all these things may sound odd to a non-pipe smoker or even to a non-English blend smoker, I think those of you who like English blends will probably know what I'm talking about. I'm probably not the best in description of pipe tobaccos. I have never really tried doing pipe tobaccos reviews I started this whole entire YouTube thing a week ago. So I'm sure over time my descriptives will get better, but why make them overly wordy as well? Leathers, campfire, woody, I think those are all good descriptives of what I'm experiencing in this taste. Beautiful cardinals out right now. Sipping this instead of kind of chugging on it when I first lit this, it's definitely revealing a lot more subtlety. Like many of the things that I talk about here, I'm going to tell you it's subjective, but this is a thumbs up for me. Good tobacco. It's going to be a regular part of my rotation. I recommend you pick up some. If you don't want to commit to a big tin, I've been told, and I can't tell you yet till I buy some in bulk, I've been told that the tin of the Star of the East Flake is a bit different than that in the bulk. I don't know. I have not experienced in bulk. This is my first experience with this tobacco. But I would almost suggest, if you haven't had it, and if you're on the fence for an English blend in general, maybe pick up the minimum amount you can, or pick up a tin. I think a lot of retailers have a 2-ounce minimum. So a tin is, 2 ounces or so? So it works out the same. Just a little bit, maybe more in price that way. But I would definitely recommend it. If you didn't like it, I don't think you're going to find a shortage of smokers who would gladly trade you or take it off your hands if you didn't enjoy it. I know if I had a friend with a tin of this and they had something I had that I wasn't crazy about, I'd trade them in a heartbeat. Here you go, buddy. In fact, I'd probably give them twice the amount of tobacco I didn't care for a tin of this. Is how much I like it. It's definitely in my top tiers of tobacco. please try this. Your taste will love it. I am happy that we do, though, have such diversity in our smoking community with all different tastes. And I love when I'm getting suggestions, either in Facebook groups, or if you want to leave comments on tobaccos or even pipes or anything you want to see me try. Even whiskeys, beers. I'll probably be talking about those in some future episodes as well. But really curious on your guys' input on some of the tobaccos. That's it for today, guys. Have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, what's left of it. For those of you who have to work tomorrow, be safe going to work. Take it easy. Get up early so you don't rush into work. That's how accidents happen. Not worth it. Life is short. Try to enjoy life. It's my words of wisdom for the day. Enjoy life. Take care, everyone, and have a very blessed Sunday. This has been the Southern Santa Piper.